Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brentcast Music Talk. This episode isn't an Essentials of episode. No, we're actually going to be talking about some things that have been going on in the music world. That's going to be a discussion on some bands that are doing final tours. For a musician, most of the money they make is touring, and that's the truth. Very little comes from album and merch sales, but it helps a little. But every musician gets to a point where they just can't go on due to whatever reason that may be. Us fans get sad, but it's what happens as one gets older. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Bob Seger. Yes, Bob is doing a final tour called the Travelin' Man Final Tour. Now, I like Bob's music, and he's the musician that my parents like the most, so all three of us really enjoy Bob's music. But you gotta admit, Bob is 73 years old, and not too long ago he had some health issues that interrupted his last tour, that I don't know if he actually finished that one. Now, you'd think for a final tour they'd make the tickets a pretty good price so that people who have not got to see him yet could see him, but that's not the case. Nope, just a basic ticket in the spots away in the back of the arenas are like $250 to $1,000, and don't even ask about the upfront seats. It feels less like a final tour and more like a all or nothing tour with those ticket prices, but Bob knows that if somebody wants to see him bad enough, they will pay the high price. Bob's been at this for 5 decades, and it's sad to see him call it quits, but he wants to retire from the road, so this is probably the best time to do it. The next one is Ozzy Osbourne. This guy is on his No More Tours 2 tour. He's been at this for 40 years on his own, plus I don't know how many years with Black Sabbath, bringing heavy metal all over the world. Now, this one is different from Bob Seger, because what Ozzy's doing is that he doesn't plan on retiring. He's just not going to be touring for 6-month-long periods and wants to spend more time at home. He does plan to keep playing live, but I assume he'll just play smaller gigs in the US. He said that when the tour is done, he'll turn his attention to possibly making a new album, as he has 8 or 9 good song ideas. So it's good to see that Ozzy isn't retiring completely and even wanting to make more albums. It's not what I was expecting to hear him say, but that's what these guys do. They are passionate about this stuff. Well, keep bringing metal to the good people, Ozzy, and, they need it more than ever. The final one is Kiss. Yes, after 45 years, Kiss has announced that they are doing a multi-year end-of-the-road world tour. They announced this on the TV show America's Got Talent after performing Detroit Rock City, a favorite song of theirs for me. And no, I didn't watch that because I hate that show. They said that if you've never seen them, then this is the time and this will be the show. It'll be the biggest and most explosive shows they've ever done. They did a final tour thing like this once before, but then they changed their minds and went back on tour, and here we are again with Kiss saying this is it again. But it seems like this is actually going to be it for the band that's been at it for 4 decades. So if you want to see Kiss for the first time or 100th time, then this is your last chance to do it. Well, it's sad to see 2 really good bands are calling it quits for good, but that's going to happen eventually. I've not gotten to see Metallica yet, and I'm hoping they don't stop before I'm able to get to see them. That's all I have to say, so if you want to add to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening, and goodbye.